It's the final morning at the vacation villa, and the day Faith's been waiting for. She wakes up quietly, taking in one last calm moment before everything changes. The sun's barely up, the house is still silent, and she moves through her routine slowly. A warm bath, a quick bite to eat. Just a simple, peaceful start before the celebration, the guests, and all the beautiful chaos of the wedding begin. James wakes up and goes through his morning routine, shower, food, trying to stay calm. James heads over to give his bride-to-be a hug. And it's this really sweet moment, until Tristan decides the perfect time to fart is right next to the bride and groom. Faith doesn't even hesitate. She turns to Tristan and tells him he's making the wedding cake as punishment. And honestly, he deserves it. With the cake finally handled, everyone heads down to the beach for the ceremony. James and Faith take their place at the altar, the waves behind them and the whole world feeling quiet for just a moment. They exchange their vows, kiss each other's hands, whisper little things only they can hear. Then slip the rings on and seal it all with a kiss. After everything they've been through, this is the moment that finally makes them husband and wife. After the ceremony, Faith doesn't waste a second. She grabs a slice of cake to share with James before the topper is even on. They feed each other little bites, kiss, and it's this sweet, quiet moment that feels so perfectly them.
Ciao.
Sick of foos.
Then Faith heads over to pour the punch and fondue for the guests, making sure everyone has something to enjoy. Once the drinks are poured, she and James finally get a chance to sit together and talk, and you can tell their minds are already on what comes next. The wedding is beautiful, but the real excitement is the future, going home, finding their own place, and finally starting a life together away from the Edgewater chaos. James and Faith start their first dance, and it's adorable. Meanwhile, Valentine is already passed out on the floor like the party's been going for 6 hours.
Yibs. Schwabe.
Everyone else slowly joins in. Though Tristan is dancing like he's possessed.
Hakyoin Limla? Kibaya! Levitating. Verdoy befala yadim. Oh, woo! Purple. Benuza!
And Nico pulls out his guitar to serenade the couple. By the time the night ends, Tristan is still going, but the rest of the gang is ready to head back home to Edgewater.
Oh, yes.
After the party winds down, everyone heads back from the beach venue to Edgewater. The night feels quieter now, softer, like the celebration finally settled into something real. James packs a few things into his inventory, just the essentials, and then he makes the call. This is the moment he and Faith have been talking about all day. The wedding is over, the dancing is done, and now it's time. Time for them to leave Edgewater behind and start their own life, in their own home, on their own terms. They purchase their new lot at Mystic Crossing in Ravenwood. A fresh start, a clean slate, and the beginning of their life together. When they arrive, they kiss again, this time as a couple officially stepping into their future. Money's tight now, the house is new, and they're basically starting from scratch, but they're doing it together. The first thing James does is head straight outside to plant all the fruits and flowers Tristan gave him from his dumpster diving, anything that might help them get by. It's not glamorous, but it's practical, and it's theirs. Even the UFO fruit, the one he wasn't sure about, yeah, he plants that too. Because at this point, every little bit helps. This is their new beginning, and now it's up to them to make it work. To celebrate their new home, James and Faith head out into town for a romantic date, something they both had sitting on their aspiration lists for way too long. And for the first time, they're completely on the same page. No chaos, no distractions, just the two of them finally moving forward together. When they get back home, they both complete the love handler milestone of the soulmate aspiration, and suddenly everything feels real. Faith's reward points are stacked, 6,875, so she picks up the antiseptic trait and the paranormal investigator license. The painter career was starting to feel like a dead end, and honestly, being a spooky girl in a spooky new town just fits. James has earned more than enough points himself, so he grabs Seldom Sleepy and a paranormal license too, not as a main job, but as a backup gig.
Honor. Just an A.
With their traits set, Faith quits her job and accepts her very first paranormal gig. She shows up at the client's house and gets right to work, kicking twisted tendrils, mopping up symbols, offering gifts to ghosts. And she actually does amazing on her first assignment. The gig takes a few hours, and James is still at work, so Faith heads over to Club Eternity, where she meets Grim. Yes, Grim. They talk for a while,
Yes.
and he even shows her his slablet, and thankfully, her name isn't on it.
Yeah, dumpsa. Phoba.
After that, she heads home. James beats her there, but when she arrives, he steps outside to greet her and gets abducted by aliens right in front of her at the front door of their new home. Faith just casually walks inside. And she sits in the rocking chair and waits for him to return. A few hours later, he does, dazed, confused, and absolutely done with the day. It's been a long one for both of them. They head upstairs, crawl into bed, and that's the end of their first night in Ravenwood.
Fazoon.
New town, new chaos. Meet the Bennetts.